How is Arch Manning overrated after one game against the defending national title winners? Let's talk. Let's get into it. Um, Arch Manning had a pedestrian-like game. I think he went. I want to say he went like 17 for 30, 170 yards. He threw a touchdown. He threw an ugly pick, but I think the pick would have been. I think it was more so on the receiver. The receiver didn't come back to the route clean enough, in my opinion, and it was easy for the corner to jump it. But the memes, all the things that I've seen over the last 24 hours is crazy. And it's just to tell you that social media, it's a microwave. It's a microwave. Everybody got a hot take, an opinion on everything, but does it really have context and basis to it? Let me be honest, not really. The memes was funny though. They had Art working at a McDonald's, AI pictures. I mean, they were just all over the place. But let's just jump into it real quick. Here's my thoughts on it. They played more than likely the best team in college football. The first game, if I was a schedule maker, I would have never made Ohio State the first game. In the reference words of, watching the boxing, the podcast, and all that stuff, boxing, you get tomato cans. Arch Manning needed a tomato can. He needed not Ohio State. He needed the University of Ohio. He needed the Bobcats. He needed a game to get his feet wet as a starter, command the offense for a whole 60 minutes, and see what you get out of that. Then you start to gradually move up. Even if the next game would have been Ohio State, he did not have a floor where he could just start, get his reads together, get in sync with his offense, all those type of things. And that's just why I think college does need some type of preseason. And if it's not a preseason, they have to go back to having those give me games, especially with the NIL. And the reason why I say that is because with so much movement, and don't get me wrong, Arch Manning has not moved. He was in Texas the whole time, and he's been committed to Texas. He's going into his, I think he was redshirted his first year, so I think he's still considered a sophomore, however that goes. But he sat, and he's finally getting a chance to, see what life is like as a starting quarterback for a blue blood program like Texas. To throw him in against Ohio State, where Ohio State is probably going to have, I don't know, 5 or 6 people going into the NFL draft in the 2026 season, it's crazy. And for people to lose their minds over one game where it was not the worst game in the world, it's crazy to me. Then to hear these nutty like opinions for people about Shador Sanders. How did Shador Sanders even enter this place? Shador Sanders, respect, he came from Jackson State. He did pretty decent in Jackson State. He was better than Jackson State. He's better than the division that he was in Jackson State, and it worked to his advantage. So he did his job. He went there, but he also had Pops as the head coach. They made sure everything was correct. We may know the Manning family, but they're not doing that for Arch Manning. If that was the case, they would have politicked for him to be the starter last year over Quinn Ewers. So they're not in the way. They could be using all their power plays to get things done, and they're not doing that. His granddad already came out and said that more than likely he was not coming out. So they're getting an evaluation on who Arch Manning is, the things he's great at, the things he is not as good at yet right now, and they're making decisions. He does not need the money. His family is well off. So he's going to get a chance to actually progress as a quarterback, uh, go through the growing pains as a quarterback, and all those things. To bring up Shador Sanders is crazy. Has nothing to do with it. And we're not going to keep bringing up Shador Sanders. Shador Sanders is in the NFL. He plays for the Cleveland Browns. He is 2B to Dylan Gabriel's 2A right now. And if the season don't go as planned in Cleveland, he's going to get his shot to do what he needs to do. So we're not even talking about him. My other point is, too, let's see. Matt Patricia. Oh, yeah, that guy who's won all those Super Bowls as the defensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. Yeah, he's the defensive coordinator for arguably one of the best rosters in college football, the Ohio State Buckeyes. We've seen what Matt Patricia has done to NFL teams. The defensive alignments that he put out there, the confusion, the schemes that he run. He's confused NFL teams. So if you think that he was not going to do that to these college quarterbacks, it's crazy. It's crazy. All the disguises. I mean, I'm going to be honest. When I saw the schedule, I didn't even know that Ohio State and Texas was the first game. I thought it was the second game. And I said, oh, Arch ain't going to do nothing in that game. He got out of that game alive. They still only lost 14-7. And my other point is, what college quarterback really looked good? Lenora Seller, who is my guy, him and Garrett Nussmeier, both of them, y'all guys can see the videos. Both guys I'm high on, but Lenora Sellers really didn't turn it up until the fourth quarter. And his numbers end up faring out pretty well. Garrett Nussmeier, he's a magician with the ball, but it took him to kind of get going the second half. John Mateer, he played, I can't even remember who he played, but he played a school of smaller schools, so he was able to go beat up on that school. But everybody else, for the most part, they didn't really do much. Everybody's numbers was pedestrian. A lot of it has to do with the NIL. A lot of these guys moving around, familiarity, all those things aren't there yet. And they don't have a preseason. They can practice, but they're not like scrimmaging other teams or doing those things. So if they're playing another Division I school that has a pedigree about them, they were going to struggle, and we got to see that on all fronts. This was just not an Arch Manning thing. Cut it out. Everybody going crazy. You know, I even seen Shannon Sharp and all those guys was talking or whatever because they politicking and all this other stuff. We ain't doing that over here. We gonna call it like we see it. I could be wrong. I'm okay with being wrong. But I'm going to tell you what my eyes see. And my eyes saw a young, inexperienced quarterback going into the horseshoe with Matt Patricia, a championship guy, championship level guy who's won championships with the New England Patriots. By the way, his mentor was Bill Belichick, his Yoda. Are you serious? And y'all thought Arch Manning was about to go out there and do what? Throw for 320? Run for 80? You crazy. Y'all have lost y'all's mind. Get it together, people. Pay attention to the sport. Understand that it has context and nuances to football, to any sport, period. Just to life, period. Stop just jumping on a wave because you see somebody struggle 1 minute or they have a high the next minute. Like, you have to grade it in its whole. He has pros about his game. He has cons about his game. He's floating a couple balls. He's very athletic. But he made some throws where they was on a rope. He threw that dime to the sideline in the fourth quarter. That was amazing. So you see all the tools there. Give it time. Now he got a give me game. I think this week coming up. I think he has what Louisiana, Lafayette, one of those small schools. So I mean, at this point now, you have, you just have to give it time. Give it time. He'll figure it out, and he's gonna be fine. Period. So all these things everybody was bringing up about Quinn Ewers and this is why he couldn't unseat Quinn Ewers. No, Quinn Ewers deserved his job. He did well enough. He got him to a playoff game last year, and he just couldn't seal the deal. Just simple as that. And who did Quinn Ewers lose to again? Ohio State. Case closed. There's nothing else to talk about. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. To the next video.